Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here, and first I want to apologize for how out of frame I was on my last video, and my only excuse is that I was filming at night and everything around me was dark, and I had the light kind of down close to my work so that the work would be fully illuminated, and that made it difficult for me to look up at the camera and actually see where I was. So I did look up to check, and I did actually think I was seeing that I was actually on camera, but obviously that was not the case. So I'm gonna put this tray over here. This video is for Challenge Accepted, and Challenge Accepted, I'm getting it right this time. We're doing Lisa Sikorsky sketches, and this is her sketch for this week in Scrap-A-Sketch, and it's a 6-block grid with vertical photos. I am, I've done a little dry fitting, and I've made my blocks bigger than the ones here, so I don't have room for lines in between. I've actually glued things down, and I'm seeing that I glued something crooked, but there will be enough hanging off the ends that I feel like you won't be able to tell that the lines in between are uneven. What I'm doing now, I've glued those down, and this paper, by the way, is To the Moon by Fancy Pants, and it goes back to 2010. And it's the cutest paper. I have a little bit of another sheet of paper left. It's got just the perfect colors for the photos that I'm using, and I cut some stuff out of there. And I'm also doing this for Punched Out Thursday to Die For, and I have some die cut stars, a punched circle, a die cut globe, and the rest, I guess, is fussy cut. I thought I had something else. Anyway, the other embellishments that I've got, oh, I know what. I'll be right back. I have a piece of acetate that is printed with just little typewritten alphabets, and I die cut these, but it didn't go all the way through, and I'm blaming my new Magic Mat for that. It's hard to get the sandwich right, but I thought it would kind of be fun to take one or two of these, and I could push them all the way out, force them out, but I think fussy cutting them actually leaves the little ridge, almost an embossed edge that the die left behind. And so I'm going to cut this one, and if I like that, I'll cut some more off camera, and we'll see, for example, if I could do something like that every once in a while. So I'll just put those down. Okay, so what I've got, this page is going to be a then and now, as you can see from the title. Oh, I die cut the title out of some new alpha dies that I got from scrapbook.com. So I did not mat these photos because I kind of wanted these two large ones to look like they were matted there, and then I'm going to do some stuff with some 49 and Market frames there. I think I am going to put some foam on the back of these. Let's see, that's not quite the right height. Back when Barrett was 4, we took him to, we had just retired, and we took all the kids on a trip of their dreams kind of thing. And they were pretty young, obviously. Barrett was the young, well, Ava was the youngest. We didn't take Ava then. We took her, that was in 2009. We took her in 2011. That was the earliest that her parents would let her go on a trip with Grandma and Grandpa, or Ma and Crapaw, as she later started calling us. So we took Barrett to Universal Studios, and this is a photo of him at Seuss Landing. And then we went this past, between Christmas and New Year's, we went to Orlando and we went to Universal Studios. That's where we spent New Year's Eve. And so I took a picture of him in front of the same sign. And it's kind of funny because he looks big and the sign looks small, and here he's tiny and the sign is huge. And it's, you know, a matter of perspective there, but it's still kind of cute. Now, these photos, I've got these frames, and I'll kind of, these are from the Margaritaville Cafe there. And back in the day when Barrett was 4, he loved music pretty much of all kinds. And he really loved the tropical Margaritaville type music, Jimmy Buffett music and other music of that type. And he, let's see, what did I do with my foam? I have foam around here somewhere. Here are a few little strips of it. So he knew, because we listened to Margaritaville a lot in the car, and he was with us in the car a fair amount, he knew the J.D. Spradlin, who's the DJ, and he broadcasted in those days from the Margaritaville Cafe. His show every day was from there. It was an early afternoon show. So Barrett was all excited when we were there eating at the time that J.D. Spradlin was broadcasting. I'm going to let this kind of hang over a little bit that way, and then I'm going to put this on just a little bit wonky, and we'll do some embellishing later. But I kind of want to, I have to see how this is going to work so that I can do something similar but not exactly the same over here. So I'm going to do this kind of like that. Okay, and I may use a little bit of liquid glue to get it down where I want it to stay. Okay, and that's not at quite the wonky angle that I had it the first time. But now I've got that liquid glue, and I really don't, let me turn it just a tad so that it has a little bit of a wonky angle. And so when we went to the Margaritaville Cafe this December, or New Year's Eve, which was December, I guess, I showed him the original photo of him coloring the coloring sheet that they give you. And he's got his Spider-Man doll, kind of all wonky with his legs sticking out everywhere, and he's got the crayons there. So he got, he wanted to pose in a similar pose and did a, let me get that kind of off this way. I'll get them overlapping each other. And then I'll do the frame off this way. Okay. So he got his knife and a napkin and tried to reproduce the look of coloring. So I thought that was kind of cute. Okay, there we go. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. I'm going to kind of, well, let's look at maybe doing something like this. This is fussy cut from the, from that other paper in this same collection. And I'm going to go ahead and do some here. I'm going to put some foam tape kind of off here to the side and let it overlap that way. Okay, and then I've got this little guy that can maybe overlap that way. And I have this little guy that's a bit I cut from an edge, so it's actually missing the top, but I could maybe put it on the photo like that. And it's kind of cute that way. And it brings the childlike image to the more grown-up photo. Let me get this around so I can get this lined up. There we go. And just kind of have it out there in the sky. I thought I might, I cut this stamped image. I fussy cut it out. I was going to use it on an earlier layout. But I thought I would do I'd cut it in half and kind of have it sticking out to the side like this. And I don't want it to interfere with the title. So I'm going to have it down kind of this way below that N in the title. And that leaves some hanging out right here, and that looks like it might be a good place for this little guy, which was also fussy cut from the same paper that this was. So I'm going to do this. Right there. And I have some orange tickets, which came from a Sandy's retreat. I'm going to staple them together and put a little adhesive on the back and kind of scooch them down under there. And then I can put this, since we were at the home of Cheeseburgers in Paradise, I thought I would use this to cover up what's kind of not an interesting part of that photo. Okay, what did I do with my foam tape? I cut a piece and then I cut a small piece off of it and I put it somewhere and have no idea where. You all are probably looking right at it. Let's see, I'm checking and it looks like that's all still on camera, so I'm hoping that it works out well. Okay, we'll put this right here. And now I've got this, I was gonna kind of do this for the palm tree. And we also took a boat. That was one of his favorite parts of the trip, was taking the boat every day from the hotel. I'm gonna put this one off to this side. And then I've got a bit that can go up there. That's also a die cut circle, so it or punched circles, that adds to my punching for the day's theme. I don't want it all the way to the, I don't want it past the edge. It's okay if it goes right to it. There. And then let's do this. This came from a previous layout. I'll put that there, and it's okay if that goes a little bit over the edge. Now I'm gonna put a star up there. This is going to be one of those layouts that probably won't have as much on it as some that I've done, but it's going to look busy because of all the colors and patterns and everything in the photo. I may not use that at all. I think I'm going to use my die cut globe here, and I'm going to, ooh, it's kind of pretty on the orange side too, isn't it? I'm going to cut some thin bits. I want it popped up. I'll cut thin bits of foam tape and put it on the continents, and this is just an indication of this being Barrett's first trip, and hopefully of many, and he seems to be one of those who will really enjoy and seek a lot of travel. So I'm gonna do this right here. I don't know what else I'm gonna do on this. On here, I will probably do some word strips, and I have this, which I thought I might cut in half and do one bit maybe right there, and then I can do a flare that kind of goes over that. And then I've got another, I can do another bit even right there under that frame, but I think I'll do it down on the blue paper. Okay, and I've got this heart that or star that I cut out, and that could go there, but let me see what I do for a flare there. Let's pull, I think the current release I have, well, these are actually from November. I have some night skies, and because of the space theme here, I think I'm going to use those. And I'm going to use 3 black ones. They have different patterns on them. So let me, I can do one right there, and then I can have something maybe coming out there, and I can have stars either on top or around. And I'm trying to figure out what else I want to do here, if anything. Let's see. I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to do the star. Now the star is going to have to be glued kind of down where it goes under the flare. Okay, that works. And I've got this kind of, and I can put this one here and this star kind of right there. Okay. I will put some journaling, which will primarily be, probably be to do with dates. I probably want some foam under that. I'm gonna hide the pink part so it's primarily the red that's showing. And then I may do, well, I'll wait and see if there's a word sticker that goes. I have some little wood hearts that had fallen on the floor. So that's my criteria for things that make it onto the page. Oh, that was on the floor. We got to put it on the next page. Okay, maybe I'll do this up here. I don't like it just kind of sitting in the middle there, but maybe kind of up in the upper corner. There, and then I will put put that star on there. Okay, so now, this is a little star that I fussy cut from the paper where I got this. There were a couple more in there, but they were kind of small, and I didn't think they would show up all that well. So I'll do this kind of right here. Now there was, when I die cut that, yes, there's a tiny little geotag, and I'm gonna actually put a little glue there and let that stay down. Let me put the geotag on the star, like that's where he is. He's in the stars. I don't like it. It's not the right size. So I'm going to put it up here on this flare. Yeah, I think it'll show better. I'll kind of put it right there. So I've got some Cocoa Vanilla Boys Rule stickers and word strips. I'm gonna put Here Comes Trouble right here because he was funny. He asked, when we were on this trip, he actually asked me, he had just then kind of thought of the fact that we had taken a 4-year-old on a trip. And he said, how was I? You know, did I behave? And I said, well, the only thing you ever got in trouble for was calling Grandpa John. You said you'd hear me call him John, and you wanted to call him John. And and Grandpa was having none of that. So, let's see. I guess I have no choice. That's going to stay there right now. I've got this one that says Wild Child, and I thought maybe I'd put that one right up here, and I will just glue that on straight instead of doing a what we were more afraid of, more so than his behavior, was that he'd miss his parents. And we weren't sure that he wouldn't, you know, like put himself to sleep crying or something. But we were always ready to come back home if that had happened. I don't think I can fit anything else. There's this You Are Awesome, but I think I'm gonna use that on something else. I've got You're the Best here. That might be cute. This is a clear sticker, so the stripes would show through. I can do that. Let's see. Smarty Pants. Here's a little clear sticker that says fun. And I can put that right there. I've got the word epic that I actually thought I would use. And why not? Oops, 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 oops. Didn't want to do that. Okay, let me see if I can get it placed properly. I need the E far enough over so that the C shows. Okay, that works. And I've got on top of the world, boy, that would have been good here. I wonder if I can take this off. I can. So let's see where this goes. I think it goes on this page. Maybe not. I'm gonna just put it, does it go on this page? Yes, it does. Now, why didn't I see this on top of the world? Now, I hope the on top of the world shows. I hope you can read it. And it kind of, you can read it if you know what to look for. It kind of looks like just something that's lightly printed on the pattern paper. And I've got this sheet, which is a Doodlebugs Cute Cuts, and it's from 2012. And the reason that I would want to use this is that when I documented this trip, when I scrapped this trip, I used, on one of the photos, I used this collection. This was my journaling block on one. And I just want to use something from here just as a nod to that. I'm not sure what it is that I want to use. How about just one of these parentheses? These were so cool, these cuts. They were on one side, the shapes had little images on them. On the other side, they were absolutely plain, and you could just use them for journaling blocks. They were just really cool. So I can at least use that on there. And just a little bit of glue. And I've already put too much. But I think I'm done. Because this is a stripe and I'm using one of the colors that's in the stripe, I was afraid it might not show, but I lined it up with the navy and it seems to be fine. Okay, so that's it. I have my white pen out and I will put the exact dates for this, and I'll use the blue, the navy blue background for it. So there's my finished page, and I'm going to cut some more of these out, and I may use them on the then and now, and maybe one right here, and maybe another one, you know, kind of overlapping there. So we'll see. And I'm not gonna use the palm tree, although I could maybe find some sort of a palm tree and put it kind of sticking out of there or there. So I don't want to cut this apart. So So I'll look for something else. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Thursday for Challenge Accepted, where we'll be doing another of Lisa's amazing sketches, and Punched Out Thursday to Die For, where I'll be die cutting and punching some of the major elements of my page. So thanks for watching. Bye.